3 flirting secrets women can't resist. If you don't learn these, she will lose interest in you and she won't meet you for a second or third date and you won't be able to find a high quality relationship. Number 1, creating space, pulling back. The art of flirting, the art of creating tension, a man-to-woman connection requires space. Because anything in reality only exists because there's space in between. Now, most men who've gotten to the point where they can actually communicate their intent, where they can let her know that they're intimately interested in her, do so too much. They overdo it. She knows that no matter what you do, she can't do anything wrong and she's got you. She could take a metaphorical dump on the floor and you'd probably still scoop it up and do something with it. She knows that no matter what she does, purely because she's physically attractive, purely because you're coming from scarcity, she can do whatever she wants and you'll still take her. If she knows that she can fully, unconditionally have you, no matter what, she will lose respect for you. Respect goes down, attraction goes down. Women want to be with a man who has options. She wants to feel like you are also evaluating her. How can you do that? Not overtly, obviously. But implicitly, you have to communicate to her that you have options by exhibiting non-needy behaviors. One form of non-needy behavior is to create space. One really technical hack to do that is to have a slight sense of disapproval on your face. She may say anything and you go, And it's fun, it's playful, it's not actually judgy. Remember, you can either have an amazing time with women or you can judge them. Being judgmental is a red flag you should look out for in a woman. And if you're a little bit more judgmental, remove that character trait. Obviously, judge people to the extent that they're compatible with who you want to be with, but not in the moment. Don't make people feel judged. It's just not desirable. But a little bit of playful banter, teasing, disqualification. That's what you already do with anybody you're comfortable with anyone of your male best friends, with your siblings, with your cousins. Anybody that you feel truly comfortable with, you break the tension. Breaking the tension, creating space, conveying a sense of non-neediness is absolutely crucial. So simply by looking at her like, that in and of itself can be enough to make her jump and get ecstatic emotions out of her. Men always say, well, how do I create emotions? Just that. Women aren't used to having men on dates with them that show them the slightest bit of disapproval. Now, don't do that when it isn't real. Don't disapprove of something that you actually want to agree with just for the sake of disapproving. But understand that having a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of push-pull, hey, I really like your hair.
Thank you.
Is it real?
Of course.
I really like your outfit.
Thank you.
But what are those? Shoes. A little bit of playful back and forth. They need it. They want it. If all you do is send positive emotional spike, positive emotional spike, positive emotional spike, she will get bored and she won't trust you. She needs to realize that she's in the presence of a man. So pulling back, creating space is extremely important. And this manifests itself in way more technical ways, but the mindset is the most important thing. Understand that you can go from, she's beautiful, I hope she likes me, to, she's beautiful, I hope I like her, to, she's beautiful, let's see if we're compatible. That is a completely different place to come from, because there's a lot of technical ways. If you want to learn more about them, apply for a free initial consultation call. We teach all of that in detail in my coaching program, and yes, they matter. But once your mental and emotional state is on point, your mindset is on point, you're naturally going to exhibit a lot of the right things once you've absorbed the information. Number 2, awkward silences.
I might say, David, how on earth is awkward silence a flirting secret that a woman can't resist?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that there's no such thing as awkward silences. They are silences, and you label them as awkward. On the physical chart of elements, whether whatever elements you might have. I sucked at chemistry. I was really, really bad at it. That's why I'm a dating coach, I guess. There is no AW for awkwardness. It's not an element. It doesn't exist. It is not real. Awkwardness is simply the interpretation you give a situation. It's the meaning you ascribe to a certain thought or a combination of thoughts and emotions that arise within consciousness or a situation. You label something as awkward. Yeah, you might feel a sense of nervousness or excitement. That's perfectly fine, no problem with it. But the issue with that is that you label it as something negative. You don't have to do that. If something happens and you run out of things to say, or there's just a pause, this is awkward. Why? What's awkward about it? Enjoy the silence. Now, obviously, you have to develop the skill set of never running out of things to say. One of the most important things that I help my clients with. Absolutely. But holding a little bit of tension, enjoying silence is extremely powerful. Let's say you give her a compliment and say, you have the cutest facial expressions when you're trying to explain some point.
Thank you.
And then you move on. Don't do that for 30 seconds more because then it's going to get awkward and weird. I actually once talked to somebody. Poor guy was a bit lost. He was very much into meditation. And he told me that
I meditated with her for half an hour on the date and we didn't speak on the first date. And I wonder why she didn't want to meet again.
For a second date. Now you might say, well, that's a bit of a weirdo. But I'm telling you for a fact, you equally have blind spots. Now you mightn't be meditating for half an hour on the first date, but if women keep losing interest in you, you have your own blind spots that you got to fix. But enjoying silences for a moment when they come up and being absolutely secure. And that doesn't mean, it's very powerful to finish the sentence, because I sometimes don't do that, but that doesn't mean that you can't feel emotions. You can absolutely allow yourself to feel emotions. That's not an issue. Just don't label the emotions as something negative and be present. Feel it. Let her feel awkward if she wants to. You don't have to. Because remember, most women are used to being, I don't want to say in power, but basically in power on a date. Because they know that they're the choosers. Now you want to flip that script. And again, it's not manipulative nonsense. Remember, you're looking for a high quality, meaningful, long-term relationship. And all of this should technically be normal behavior we're exhibiting, but it's not your fault that you're not able to do this. We as men haven't been taught this skill set because the dating advice that we've listened to, that you've listened to for 30, 40, 50, 60 years of your life is complete nonsense. It's hearsay. Most men have no idea what they're actually talking about. And what they've taught their children, what your parents have taught you, what my parents have taught me, was complete hearsay. It is not based in reality. What women say they want and what they actually want occasionally overlaps. Number 3, after the first kiss, I want you to do this. The first time you kiss, I want you to be the one to break the kiss and say the following words. So, obviously, you're not going to be sitting like this. Come here, lean forward a little bit. So we'll go for the kiss. And you make out a little bit more. For the sake of the camera, I won't be doing this. And then you're the one to break it and you say, better kiss her than expected.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to get different reactions. Thanks, babe. Either she's going to say thank you or she's going to say,
is that a compliment? I don't know.
Or
is that an insult? Is that a tease?
She might be a little bit confused. It'll be playful. It won't be an issue. And then you just say, just take it as a compliment. And you just move on. Or she might say, what do you mean? And then you can simply say, yeah, look, if you approach life in a stoic way, then you realize you'll never get disappointed. So if my expectations are here, what? You thought I know? Why'd you have low expectations of me? No. I just have my expectations in general here. And then you obviously very well exceeded them. And then you go back to making out. Women are not used to one, men being the one to break the first kiss, and second, to say something slightly challenging. She wants to be challenged. It makes her feel alive. It is not you being disrespectful. It is not you being offensive. It is not you having the attitude of wanting to hurt her. It is simply you understanding that she needs to trust you. And in order for her to be able to trust you, to continue flirting, to continue seeing you, she has to occasionally experience a negative emotional spike, which you exhibit through 1, pulling back, creating space, teasing, disqualification, awkward silences, and a little bantery thing like better kiss her than expected. Hope that was useful. If you want me to help you personally find the right girlfriend or wife, click the link below this video, apply for a free initial consultation call. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.